You're not going crazy, I promise. But you are being played. You walk into a room. The vibe just shifts. You say something totally normal, and suddenly, you're the bad guy. You're too sensitive. You're the problem. Here's the thing about high-level manipulation. It doesn't feel like an attack. It feels like a slow, quiet erosion. Like someone is slowly sanding down your reality. By the time you actually realize what's happening, you're apologizing for things you didn't do. You're questioning memories you know are true. These tactics are being used on you every single day, and you don't even see it. Until now. Because in the next few minutes, we're going to break down the 4 silent signs of real-time manipulation. Once you see them, you can't unsee them.
Let's talk about the big one. Gaslighting. Everyone uses that word now, but people don't actually know what it feels like in the room. You confront them about something they said, something hurtful, something you clearly remember. They look at you, dead in the eyes, calmly, and they just say, "I never said that." You're imagining things. You're too sensitive. You always twist my words. And for a split second, your brain just glitches. You know what you heard, but they're so calm, so certain, so completely unbothered.
And a tiny, quiet voice in the back of your head whispers, "Maybe I did remember it wrong. Maybe I'm overreacting." That whisper is the trap. Gaslighting isn't just lying. It's the systematic dismantling of your trust in your own brain. They don't even need to convince you they're right. They just need to convince you that you are unreliable. Because once you stop trusting your own memory, you start relying entirely on theirs. And once they own your reality, they own you. But how do you know if it's happening to you? Look at your body. When you talk to them, do you feel a tightness in your chest? A sudden, desperate need to explain yourself? A fear that you're saying the wrong thing? That's not just anxiety. That's your nervous system detecting a threat to your reality. Then there's the hot and cold thing, the bait and switch. In psychology, they call it intermittent reinforcement, but in the real world, it just feels like walking on eggshells. Think about the beginning, the warmth, the intensity, the way they made you feel like you were the only person in the world. That was the bait. But now, the temperature has dropped. They aren't even yelling. They're just gone, emotionally. Their texts take 6 hours to reply to. Their eyes look right through you. And you scramble. You try harder. You ask, "What did I do? How can I fix this?" And they give you a small smile, a tiny crumb of warmth. "You're just stressed," they say. "Come here." And just like that, you're hooked again. Here's the manipulation. They're training you. Like a lab experiment, they give you the reward and then they violently withdraw it, just to see how hard you'll work to get it back. Every time you apologize for their coldness, you're teaching them that they can treat you poorly and you'll still stay. They aren't confused. They aren't busy. They're calibrating your tolerance. And if you're constantly trying to earn their basic respect, you're being manipulated. This next one is sneaky. It's called Triangulation, but really, it's just bringing an invisible audience into the room. They never directly insult you. Instead, they bring a third person into the dynamic. It sounds like this. My ex would never have an issue with this. My coworker just told me how crazy her boyfriend is. You're not like that, right? Everyone else thinks you're being difficult. You feel that? That sudden spike of defensiveness, that urge to prove them wrong, to prove you're better than the ex, the co-worker, the everyone else. That's exactly what they want. They just introduced an invisible competitor into your relationship. And now, you're not fighting with them. You're fighting for your spot on the podium. Healthy love doesn't require an audience. It doesn't require you to compete for basic decency. If you constantly feel like you're being measured against a ghost, you're being triangulated. They're using the jealousy of an imaginary crowd to keep you in line. And the last one. This is the ultimate tell. Projection. The mirror. Have you ever been accused of the exact thing they are doing to you? You're the one pulling away, but they accuse you of being distant. They're the ones lying, but they're constantly checking your phone, accusing you of being unfaithful. They're the ones obsessed with control, but they call you controlling. It's deeply disorienting. It makes you want to defend yourself. No, I'm not. You are. But stop. Listen to me closely. When a manipulator accuses you of something, they aren't describing you. They're confessing. They're taking the parts of themselves they can't accept, the shame, the insecurity, the dark impulses, and they're dumping it all on you. Because if you're the crazy one, if you're the obsessed one, then they don't have to look at themselves. They're literally using you as a dumping ground for their own guilt, and you're taking the blame for it. So, how do you actually handle this? Because your instinct is to fight back, to defend yourself, to say, no, I'm not crazy. Don't. Do the exact opposite. Become a scientist. Imagine you're observing a subject. The next time they gaslight you, don't fight it. Just watch it. Say to yourself, wow, fascinating. They're actually trying to rewrite reality right now. The next time they give you the silent treatment, don't chase it. Just watch it. Interesting. They're deploying the withdrawal tactic to provoke a reaction. When you stop reacting and start observing, the spell breaks. You strip them of their power, because manipulation requires your emotional participation to work. If you don't give them your fear, your confusion, your defense, the technique falls flat. It dies in the air. You become untouchable. You know the 4 signs now. The reality shift, the bait and switch, the invisible audience, the mirror. You can see the strings. And once you see the strings, you can't be controlled by them. But knowing the tricks is only half the battle. The real question is, how do you actually break the physical, biological addiction to the person pulling the strings? How do you stop your nervous system from craving the very thing that's destroying it? In the next video, we dismantle the trauma bond. For good. Subscribe now. Every video on this channel exists for one reason: to give you the kind of understanding that protects you,
good. See you in the next one.